Everyone loves a good video game secret. Developers love to hide them in places players would never think to look, and players love exploring every nook and cranny of their favorite games, hunting them down. But this being the age of the internet, streaming, and constant dissection and discussion, most secrets are uncovered within days. So when one lays hidden for years, if not decades, the impact of the discovery feels so much stronger than simply Googling for cheat codes. These secrets, codes, or glitches are a reminder that nothing stays hidden forever. Sometimes it just takes 15 years to find everything a game has to offer. Final Fantasy IX's Nero family side quest. The Nero family side quest effectively went undiscovered in the West for over a decade. It wasn't until some game FAQs posters noticed an incredibly convoluted quest in Ultimania that was never even mentioned in the North American guide and tested it out for themselves. Solving the quest is a lengthy, laborious process, requiring players to go to the Tantalus hideout on Disc 4 to meet with members of the Nero family, complete an event or a boss fight, head back to meet with another member, then repeat the process several more times. Completing the quest will net you a Protect ring. It's not a huge reward, but hey, sometimes the journey is greater than the destination. Play as Master Hand in Super Smash Bros. Melee. Super Smash Bros. Melee released in 2001 as a launch window title for the Nintendo GameCube, and it wasn't until 2008 that someone discovered a mind-blowing secret. There was actually a way to play as Smash Bros.' imposing final boss, Master Hand. First, you need to plug a controller into port 3 of your GameCube. Then, you point your cursor over the name field on the character select screen and hold A and B. Release A while holding B, scroll down to the name entry field and press A again while still holding B down. It'll probably take more than a few tries, but if you do it properly, you'll be able to play as Master Hand, complete with all of his powerful laser and grappling moves. Unfortunately, other players won't actually be able to defeat you because Master Hand was never meant to be a playable character in the first place, and you run the risk of causing your game to just crash. But none of that matters when you're flying around the screen as a giant glove. Halo 3's hidden birthday message. Bungie loves packing its games to the rafters with secrets and Easter eggs, and the studio isn't afraid to get real weird with how it hides them. Case in point, one of Halo 3's longest buried secrets was hidden right in front of players' noses, and it wasn't found until 2014, 7 years after Halo 3's release. The secret? A birthday message from a developer to his wife. The only way to find the secret is to boot up a copy of Halo 3 on December 25th. Head to the title screen and hold down both thumbsticks. The main menu should dissolve and a large translucent Halo ring will start to form in its place. If you look closely on the edge of the ring, you'll see the words "Happy Birthday Lauren" appear in dark, blocky letters. Mortal Kombat's hidden diagnostic menus. The Mortal Kombat games are full of hidden characters, special fatalities, and so many other secrets that describing how to pull some of them off makes all those other weird video game urban legend cheats seem plausible. One particular cheat remains so hidden that it took over 20 years to uncover, only being found after some adept hackers pored over the arcade cabinet code. They found that if you press the player 1 and 2 block buttons in a specific order on Mortal Kombat 1 through 3's arcade cabinets, the order is different for each game, you'll actually unlock a special diagnostic menu, dubbed the EJB menu after series creator Ed J. Boon. These screens allow players to instantly access every fighter's ending, turn on free play, display the word hello on the screen, and more. Metroid's Everything password. Veterans of the original Metroid on NES remember the struggle to collect everything in the game and finish it in enough time to see the best ending. But all of this time, there's been a password that unlocks everything in the game right from the start. Because of the failsafe built into Metroid's password system, it was near impossible to know that NARPASSWORD, followed by a bunch of zeros, would be the savior to many Metroid fans desperate to see the final credits. Thanks to this wonderful thing we call the internet, the beauty of NARPASSWORD or NARPassword or however you interpret it can be shared among the masses, making one of the most difficult NES games ever made a little more manageable. LMD, and Donkey Kong for Atari. Perhaps the most well-hidden Easter egg appearing on this list. I'm not sure anyone would have even noticed the 3 letters that could appear on Donkey Kong's title screen, even if they met the parameters accidentally. Of course, those parameters are ridiculous anyhow. Set a specific high score, die by falling, set the difficulty to 4 back at the title screen, and let the intro loop play. What was so secret that such a complex method of discovery was needed? What could possibly need to be hidden for 26 years before someone finally found it, and only then after the developer tipped us off to its existence in a blog post? The developer's initials, LMD, which will appear at the bottom of the title screen. That's it. Goldeneye 64's line mode. For years, Nintendo swore that the only cheats available in Goldeneye were those we had to unlock through playing the game. There were no button sequences to be found, Nintendo maintained, and any attempts to figure some out would be futile. That is, until players actually did find button sequences that unlocked a ton of cheats, including some not available via the normal unlocking method. One of those cheats is called line mode, and it's the only non-unlockable mode in the game. It turns the entire game into a music video for Take On Me by Aha. It's a nifty little mode that doesn't really add anything to the experience except for the inevitable 1980s flashbacks. But the fact that it exists at all after Nintendo's insistence to the contrary is amazing in itself. Wesker's desk in Resident Evil 2. Who's going to check the same location 50 times after the first time tells you there's nothing useful there? Apparently someone somewhere did while playing Resident Evil 2, and that's how the discovery of Film D was made. What's on the film that took 50 searches to dig out of Wesker's desk? A photo of Rebecca Chambers after a pickup game of basketball. What a treat. The Chris Houlihan Room in Link to the Past. In case you're unfamiliar, the Chris Houlihan Room is a hidden area in The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, named after a 1990 Nintendo Power contest winner. It's basically a failsafe that the game sends you to if it's going to crash, but what seems like an inconsequential addition was once one of the Zelda franchise's biggest mysteries. The easiest way to access it is to use your Pegasus boots to dash from the sanctuary entrance to the sewer passageway, and if you're lucky, you'll stumble onto a room filled with rupees and a message from Chris himself. The internet eventually brought this place to light, only becoming widely known 12 years after the game initially launched in 1992. Wave Race Blue Storm's JERKFACE announcer. Wave Race Blue Storm for the GameCube hides a comical Easter egg where the announcer turns into a half-interested, overly sarcastic jerk. Things you'll hear him say include,
"You have chosen poorly. If you were any good, you could get a turbo by hitting the gas when the light goes green.
and
You don't have an inferiority complex. You're just inferior."
when he really wants to be a jerk. The game initially launched in 2001, but it took 9 years and an intrepid NeoGAF forum member to discover this antagonistic announcer because of how well hidden he is. First, you have to change the display on the audio options menu to vertical fog, then put in a long code of button presses, then go back and start a race. Surprising as it may be, I totally understand how this guy could have stayed hidden in the shadows. Who would think that rising fog would lead to this jerk?
Had a lot of good at turbo illusion.
Deus Ex Invisible War's flag-flushing disco. Deus Ex Invisible War admittedly does not live up to the quality of the original game, but this Easter egg is just too good to pass up. In the final level, pick up a flag and take it to a toilet in the bathroom, then flush the toilet. You're suddenly warped to a rip-roaring party at Club Vox with all the major characters in the game getting down with their bad selves. For a game as serious as Deus Ex, this is quite the surprise. Whoever first discovered this, we're glad you did. Everyone should be invited to this party. Now, if you're looking for more great content like this, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and for the latest news, reviews, and more, head on over to GamesRadar.com.